Ginger. Today we're going to be making one of the recipes my mom gave me when I moved away to college, and I've been making it for a long time, and it's delicious, easy, and it's cheap. It doesn't have a lot of ingredients. So you're going to start with chicken breast. I normally use 2 large chicken breasts for this recipe. At Costco, chicken tenders were on sale, so I'm going to go for the cheap one, so I went with the tenders. So you'll see as I'm using these, they're really small, and if you're using breasts, they'll be bigger. What you first want to do is you take your breasts or your tenders, you put them between 2 wax pieces of paper, and you pound it out with a frying pan, or if you have an actual meat pounder. I don't. I use a frying pan. I didn't want to subject your ears to that, so I pre-did that. So you're going to take your cutlets, and you're going to lightly salt them on one side, and then lightly pepper them on one side. The reason I stress lightly is because you're going to have butter in this recipe and all other kinds of stuff, so you don't need a lot of salt. And my pepper shaker is just old, so it takes a long time for stuff to come out. Okay, so after you salt and pepper them, you're going to dip them in the flour. I guess I'm weird in that I don't like to touch raw meat with my hands, so I use a fork for this step. I know my mom just grabs them and puts them in the flour. That's why I don't think you'll ever see me on this show making meatballs, because that is just my worst nightmare. It just grosses me out to no end. And then when it won't come off the fork, I'm like, ugh. But I do it. I'll make the recipe. So you just want to lightly flour all your cutlets. Make sure you're shaking off the excess. Okay. Our cutlets are done and floured, and now we're going to fry them in the pan. Okay, so I've got my pan going. I put 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in it so that you can get a nice good char on the chicken. And one trick is, if you're not sure if your pan is hot enough, you put a little water on your fingers, which I have a little bowl of water over here. You put them in the pan, and when you hear it sizzle like that, it's ready, it's hot. So right now it's on, and it's going! Whoa! When I was in college, I used to eat sausage every day, and it would spray like this on me, and I hated it. So I asked my parents for one of my gifts to get me like a welder's mask, a clear welder's mask, and I wore that every morning when I cooked my breakfast sausage. I was fairly ridiculous. It's all right. So I'm putting all my cutlets into the very, very hot oil. And you're going to cook them on the first side for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then the second side for 1 to 2. So we'll come back when these are a bit brown and crispy and delicious. Okay, we are taking our cutlets out, and I'm going to pop them in the oven. I have it on a super, super low heat, and you're just going to keep, whoa, man down! I haven't. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. I have the oven on a low heat because I made cornbread to go with my chicken. Maybe I'll do that on another episode. It'll be a really brief episode because my cornbread is just add water and it's delicious. Now you're going to deglaze the pan with either a 1/4 cup of white wine, or you can just use chicken broth because chicken broth is called for later. I like the white wine. So you add it to the pan. And you're deglazing the pan at a pretty high heat, which means you're going to scrape all the little bits off the bottom, because they're delicious. I'm right above medium. And once about half of the liquid has evaporated, you're going to add in a teaspoon of minced garlic. And I'm always generous on my garlic, because it's good. Why not? Oh, that smells good. Okay, about half my liquid has evaporated, and now I'm adding a very generous heap of 1 teaspoon of garlic into the deglazed pan. And you are going to have this in here for a couple minutes. You're just getting the garlic lightly brown. Oh God, it smells so good. I don't know why garlic smells just heavenly. So my garlic has browned up. And now I'm adding a half a cup of chicken broth. And I squeezed a lemon. So it's the juice from one lemon that I'm adding. It calls for, I think, for about 2 tablespoons. But like the garlic, I think the more the better. So you're going to let that heat up. And then once that's pretty hot, you're going to add a tablespoon of drained capers. Just like pour them on the side of a bowl to drain them out. And then I have the tablespoon of capers that I add. And capers, I think, are what give it the pizzazz it needs. And then you're going to let this cook for a couple minutes until some of the liquid has evaporated. You don't want all of it all to evaporate because it's your sauce. So my house smells heavenly. And now my sauce is looking good. And I'm going to add back in my chicken cutlets that I've been keeping warm in the oven. If you don't want to turn your oven on just for this, you can just put them on like a hot plate that you microwave and then put a, paper towel over them. So you're going to add the cutlets back in, and see, now I can touch the chicken because they're cooked. Look at that. So amazing. And you're going to cook them 1 minute on each side. And they should be cooked at this point. This is just to get them tasting of the sauce. My English grammar is amazing. Okay. 1 minute on each side. We'll come back when we're ready to add the butter. The butter. I've cooked my cutlets 1 minute on each side, and now I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter, which I've just cut out of the package, how they have the pre-mark. And you're going to just melt it in the pan, and this gives the sauce the creaminess. If you are trying to keep it light and healthy, you don't have to do the butter. You can do margarine, you know, whatever you're feeling like. So my butter's melting up. And then I'm adding fresh slices of lemon. Oh, baby. And I don't know if you know this, I grew up doing this, but when I squeeze the lemon, you have this bitty carcass of a lemon. Carcass of a lemon, how weird. And instead of throwing these away, you should always put them down your garbage disposal. One, it cleans the garbage disposal because of the acidity, and it makes your kitchen smell like lemon deliciousness. So this is ready to be eaten. My chicken piccata is done, plated with my cornbread, and I'm starving. And I'm eating it. Getting a little caper on there. OMG. That is so good. Ooh. With the white wine that you cooked with and your cornbread to sop up your sauce, make this at home, guys. Report back. Thanks for watching.